Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Courtside with Eric Musselman. It's our first edition of the new year. We're certainly glad you're with us. We're going to pick up the Razorback season right in the middle. They're 9-1 at this point, 1-1 in conference play. And Coach, just to be playing, just to be 10 games into a season that you really didn't know if it was going to happen, that's a plus right there.
Yeah, I think no doubt. Anytime you can get out and compete, our student athletes work so hard. So they've been rewarded with 10 opportunities to go out and play, and they've done a really good job up to this point in the season. Putting
together a basketball season, just a simple schedule in a year like this, is a monumental task.
Yeah, I mean, it's been difficult, but I think our guys have adjusted well. I mean, when you really look at the totality of the schedule, really only one kind of hiccup, the game that was supposed to be played at Tulsa. And we were able to get another game in, and I think the non-conference was good for us. But you get into conference play, Chuck, and you know it's a whole different story.
You've got a great mix on this basketball team. So much has been made of the newcomers. You've got veterans, and in watching your team play, you've needed that youthful enthusiasm, but boy, that veteran presence, it's hard to beat.
Yeah, I think, Jalen Tate's done a great job of kind of keeping the locker room together. He's really good in huddles, something that maybe somebody outside of the huddle wouldn't, really recognize. And then Justin Smith's just done a phenomenal job for us up until his injury, of being a guy that can play multiple positions. And really, Justin changes our pick and roll defensive coverages because he's so good laterally with his strong body as well.
You alluded to it, and that's the one downer as you begin to move into conference play now. Justin Smith, the transfer from Indiana, who has been so good and so rugged for you, is going to miss a little bit of time. And just that physical presence is very important in basketball.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's frustrating. We, in 4 years at Nevada, didn't have an injury, and now in a year and a half, we've had two major injuries of, Isaiah missed 6 games last year. Justin's going to miss anywhere from, probably 5 to 10 games, and really, really frustrating because we've built so much of our offensive and defensive package around him. And I think, you could see in the Missouri game just how much on both ends of the floor, not just on the defensive end.
Well, we've got a lot to do as we move through the half hour, so we're going to get right to it. Our first edition of Courtside with Eric Musselman continues in just a moment.
Courtside with Eric Musselman is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Unleash a refreshing citrus kick with Mountain Dew. Charge your game with Mountain Dew, proud partner of Razorback basketball. Taco Bell, proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Ford, the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Built Ford tough. And by Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau, go with the home team.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
I can't come with you.
Ever since they left, my mind's been a little fried.
I gotta do this on my own.
So long, nacho fries.
Whenever Taco Bell takes them off the menu, he can't escape the craving.
The whole town was built on bold seasoning.
Oh no, you don't consume me! I consume you!
Nacho fries out loud.
There's always a way to make joy, America, so it's time to get to it. And with the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event, we're here to help. We're giving you the best deals of the season on the adventure-ready Ford Ranger and the Built Ford Tough Ford F-150 to help you make some extra joy this year. Because this season will be as bright as ever. Ford, built for the holidays.
Now, get $10,684 in total savings, plus $1,000 trade assist cash on top of what your eligible trade is worth on Ford F-150.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
We've said we're suspending play through March 30th. We have some work to do to determine what dictates return to play.
As a purist basketball fan and a basketball junkie, it's my favorite time of the year. I love the playoffs. I love the NBA Finals. I love NCAA tournament, March Madness. There's nothing like it. You can't think practically about this if you don't think about canceling the NCAA tournament. I think you have to cancel the NCAA tournament.
The NCAA has made the decision to cancel the men's and women's tournament.
It makes us very hungry because like last year, 10, we had an opportunity to make the NCAA tournament if we beat South Carolina. So this season, we're coming in with more hunger, more aggression because like we want to make the NCAA tournament and we want to win the SEC tournament. You know, we had a shot at it last year, but it was cut short due to the COVID-19.
It was crazy. We had to find gyms to work out at. Luckily, we were able to go to our church gym. It was a struggle. I had to do weights underneath our porch. Our porch is on the second ground and there's nothing underneath, so we turned it into a little homemade gym. So we had a bench set up and we had extra barbells and we had dumbbells and a deadlift. So we had a lot of stuff that we could use back at home. We just had to really use what we had and kind of take it from there.
You know, we had a different start. You know, a lot of teams, you come in the summer and you're allowed to spend excess time with each other all the time, you know, or, you know, off the court team activities where you guys can get a chance to gel and get to know each other a lot. What COVID did for us, it was like, it made it harder, but almost easier because we just gelled and bonded through our work. We were coming in and you see guys that are here since 7 in the morning for a guy like me that comes in at 9. But for the time that I get here, going 2-3 hours straight, just as they just did prior to me getting there, is great. And just seeing their work ethics in the weight room, off the court, like in the conditioning, training room every single day. So seeing other guys' tendencies is kind of picking that up a little bit. But COVID-19 definitely provided us with a challenge to just find other ways to get that team chemistry off the court and on the court.
Just the pandemic has brought the team closer because we can't really hang out around that many other people. So whenever you want to hang out with somebody, it's usually somebody on the team. So that's definitely going to obviously bring us closer together. And then just playing in the arena that's not as packed out, you kind of got to, you know, it obviously is not ideal, but you got to look for the best in the situation that you have. So I'll say we can hear each other on the floor. We can hear what everybody has to say, and it doesn't have the adrenaline is there because you're playing a basketball game, of course, but you know, just the whole all eyes on me feel, that's not really there. So I mean, you can say that is a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know if y'all know, but I came from Northern Kentucky, man. My first couple years there, we weren't filling it out every single year. You know, they weren't necessarily, you know, accustomed to, you know, the success that we had early on. So a few of the games that we've seen here are kind of like what my first, you know, few games were at college. So, you know, just going back to maybe it keeps, you know, there's strengths and weaknesses to it, you know. Gives you a chance to create your own energy a bit, and you can always have a voice. You can always be heard on the court. So if there's something I need to communicate, there's not, you know, of course you want those thousands of roaring fans, but guys can hear me. Or, you know, if I need to get my opinion across or voice across in a huddle, you're not worried about everything else going on with the crowd and stuff like that. So it's definitely got its gifts. I've obviously wanted to play against it in front of a crowd like, you know, what they've had here. But, you know, there's some good turn back from it.
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges with trying to come up with a non-conference schedule, especially during COVID times. You know, you're trying to do it in the safest manner possible, and kind of the philosophy that Coach Musselman really wanted to proceed with was trying to get as many teams as we could that could bus here, that weren't getting on airplanes or having to lay over at an airport, stuff like that. But also, too, you want to come up with the most competitive schedule as well. So you're trying to do a little bit of both and check both boxes at the same time.
I mean, with Ruder, he do such a unique job with the schedule. He prepare us mentally, physically, and emotionally. At the end of the day, he do his job very well. I feel like we got 6 games on our belt and the other teams don't. I feel like we're more prepared and we're more in shape.
Yeah, it's been huge being able to play so many games, just because we really have 2 returners in Desi and Ethan that played minutes last year. Connor and JD both sat out, so there was going to be some real time, a couple games for them to kind of get their feet wet. And then with the 4 freshmen and the 3 grad transfers, that making up our team right there, we only had 2 of our 12 guys that played minutes for us last year. So being able to utilize these non-conference games has been vital in, figuring out a rotation, figuring out, what's our best offensive lineup, what's our best defensive lineup, who can we go to score late game, stuff like that's been really important through the non-conference.
Courtside with Eric Musselman is brought to you by Stevens. Capitalize on independence. The Saracen Resort, featuring Red Oak Steakhouse. Arvest Bank, member FDIC. And by Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Welcome to the all-new Saracen Resort in Pine Bluff, where you'll be treated like royalty. Enjoy dining in one of our 5 restaurants, including the Red Oak Steakhouse, which is destined to be known as Arkansas's finest culinary dining experience. The Red Oak features cattle and bison from our own herd in Oklahoma, and the meat is processed in our own facility, the Quapaw Cattle Company. And for the beer lovers, the Saracen has an incredible on-site microbrewery. Arkansas Quapaw heritage since 1673.
We all have seasons in our lives where something takes us to a place where we need to ask for help. And that's what food banks are here for. I asked Dale if Walmart would partner with us. And he said, absolutely, let's figure out how to get this done.
When you start working in an area and you're out in the stores and in the community, you see the need. It was just the right thing to do.
In the morning, in the night, always right there by your side.
When did too big to fail replace too smart to fail? When did trend overtake truth? When did putting clients first stop being second nature? For us, never.
You can't take a risk in any investment that if it goes wrong and you lose it all, that you endanger the ability of the firm to survive. And that's really what Wall Street forgot.
So when do you want to learn more about Stevens, one of the country's most successful investment banking firms?
This segment of Courtside with Eric Musselman is brought to you by Dillard's, the style of your life.
I'm expecting to see a war every night, honestly. No easy games in any conference play, honestly, in my opinion.
You got one of the best conferences in the world, so you got dominant bigs, dominant guards, so you got to come out prepared each and every night.
I'm ready for it. I've been looking forward to it this whole time. I wanted to play, really good competition because SEC is one of the greatest conferences out there, definitely the most athletic. So I think it'd be really good to show myself in front of all the rest of the SEC.
This is the highest level, and I figure we're gonna see, some amazing, competition, but I think I'm gonna see the best out of my teammates as well.
I'm ready for a battle, I'm ready for a war. Preparing like I'm about to go against competition, play an atmosphere that I've never been in before, hardest I've ever played in my life. So when I get there, I'm not going to be surprised.
It's also a grind, you know. We're gonna see what we're really made of, and you know, see if all the work, or actually see that all the work that we have put in actually pay off, you know. And just, I think this team has a lot of potential to have a lot of success if we stay together and play the right way, continue to be there for each other and pick a brother up, you know.
At the end of the day, every night gonna be a battle.
The goal is always get to the NCAA championship, and we're not going to set our standards any lower than that. We just have to take it one step at a time, and you know, get through these next couple games, go into SEC conference play, and take it from there.
This team can go as far as we want. You know, if we all continue to buy into Coach Musselman's system.
I mean, I'm not going to put a cap on what this team can do because I believe we can do a lot. So, you know, the goal is a national championship. So I ain't gonna aim for anything less. My brother always tells me, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you land amongst the stars.
Courtside with Eric Musselman is brought to you by Cox, proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Visit Cox.com for exclusive offers. Dillard's, the style of your life. The Saracen Resort, featuring the Red Oak Steakhouse. And by Mountain Dew. Unleash a refreshing citrus kick with Mountain Dew. Charge your game with Mountain Dew, proud partner of Razorback Basketball.
Hi, that's fake, mi amor. Ice cream? Yeah! Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
Independence, the ability to think freely. It allows you to tell truth from trend, to put clients first, to take the long view.
We're privately owned. We don't have public shareholders, and that's the very significant difference between ourselves and other firms.
Since 1933, Independence has made Stevens one of the country's most successful investment banking firms. Feel free then to learn more about us.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
We all have seasons in our lives where something takes us to a place where we need to ask for help. And that's what food banks are here for. I asked Dale if Walmart would partner with us. And he said, absolutely, let's figure out how to get this done.
When you start working in an area and you're out in the stores and in the community, you see the need. It was just the right thing to do.
In the morning, in the night, always right there by your side.
It's an early start to this basketball Saturday as we welcome you back inside Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks and the 12th-ranked Missouri Tigers about 10 minutes away now.
National TV, right? Against a ranked 12th team in the country. All the work that you always spend is to play on a platform. What a great opportunity. Saturday, prime time against a ranked team.
Arkansas's 9-0. They last played on Wednesday night when they won by 12 at Auburn in their conference opener. Mizzou's 6-1. Their most impressive non-conference win was a victory over a then-ranked Illinois team, but they lost to 7th-ranked Tennessee on Wednesday night at home. They were beaten by 20. And as we alluded to a little bit earlier with Eric Musselman, Matt Zimmerman, it's a Missouri team that's wounded a little bit, and the Hogs know they're going to get their best shot today. It will be Vanover and Tillman to jump center. And we are ready for basketball. Hogs looking to score for the first time today. Mizzou up 4-0, 90 seconds in. Inside, Moody to Davis, and Debo lays it in with a left hand. Tate across the timeline. Left side, Moody off a little pick and pop. Moses drains the three. Moody with his first basket of the game. Hogs are within one. It's 8-7. 11:03 to play in the half. Van over right side. Moody, three over Tillman, and it's good. Moody with his second tray. He's got half the Razorbacks' point total. It's 14-12 with 10:50 to go. Note underneath, beats Vanover, missed the layup, missed the follow, gets another try. This time the jump hook's no good. And there is Devontae Davis to clean it up. Hogs within two, it's 30-28 at the 3:47 mark. Xavier Pinson drives, his shot blocked out of bounds by Jalen Williams. Williams knew what was coming, and he swatted it into the front row. Hogs have time. JD into the front court. Wow, bad offensive foul. Man, it was a bloody first half. Hogs shot 24%. And yet, Matt Zimmerman, it's a three-point ball game. Drives over Tillman, no good. Note again with a left hand, and it goes. Post. Mark Smith's open left wing, three-pointer good. This game's in the books. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Missouri, after losing by 20 at home to Tennessee, has come to Fayetteville, and they have clamped down on the Razorbacks. And the Tigers are going to walk out of here with only their second win at Bud Walton Arena as a member of the Southeastern Conference.
Really disappointed. It's the worst home loss that I can ever remember being a part of. We had two starters go 1 for 21, and that's without, Justin Smith, who arguably is one of our most valuable players. It's new for me. We have no injuries at all at Nevada in 4 years, and unfortunately now back-to-back years. 2 injuries to players that we can ill afford to have injuries to. A lot of guys got a lot of opportunities today, and we missed Justin Smith. We're going to miss Justin Smith in Tennessee. We missed Isaiah Joe for the 6 games last year, and it's the next 4 or 5 games are as hard as any games on our schedule. We didn't score, we didn't rebound, we didn't defend. I've never in my entire coaching career seen so many missed layups. Give Coach Martin and his team a tremendous amount of credit. He's always had great defensive teams. He's always had great physical defensive teams. Having said that, we missed a great number of point-blank layups. Look, we're playing a big game, against a really good team, and it's going to be hard to score against Missouri. That means you've got to cut harder. That means you got to be stronger with the ball. That means you got to finish around the rim more. It's not getting any easier, I can tell you that, against Tennessee. So, we just got to try to do what we can do and get better with each outing. Again, we went through this last year. We got to just play as good as we possibly can. That about sums it up.
Courtside with Eric Musselman is brought to you by Taco Bell, proud sponsor of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. By Ford and the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Built Ford tough. And by Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Welcome to the all-new Saracen Resort in Pine Bluff, where you'll be treated like royalty. Enjoy dining in one of our 5 restaurants, including the Red Oak Steakhouse, which is destined to be known as Arkansas's finest culinary dining experience. The Red Oak features cattle and bison from our own herd in Oklahoma, and the meat is processed in our own facility, the Quapaw Cattle Company. And for the beer lovers, the Saracen has an incredible on-site microbrewery. Arkansas Quapaw heritage since 1673.
You. Ever since they left, my mind's been a little fried. I gotta do this on my own. So long, nacho fries.
Whenever Taco Bell takes them off the menu, he can't escape the craving.
The whole town was built on bold seasoning.
Oh no, you don't consume me! I consume you!
There's always a way to make joy America, so it's time to get to it. And with the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event, we're here to help. We're giving you the best deals of the season on the adventure-ready Ford Ranger and the Built Ford Tough Ford F-150 to help you make some extra joy this year. Because this season will be as bright as ever. Ford, built for the holidays. Now, get $10,684 in total savings, plus $1,000 trade assist cash on top of what your eligible trade is worth on Ford F-150.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
We're glad you're back on Courtside with Eric Musselman as we come back actually to say hi and bye as we prepare to wrap up this first edition. Arkansas, as we mentioned, 1-1 in conference play. They had a sparkling win at Auburn. Not so good at home against Missouri as the Tigers come away with a victory. Now, Coach, you get ready to go to Tennessee. And as you mentioned a little bit earlier, it's a lot different when you get into conference play.
Yeah, I mean, it's unique too, especially, you know, your second and third game playing against 2 top 15 ranked teams. And so we understood going into the Missouri game, although we didn't do our job, but it's the same thing now going to Tennessee, Chuck. It's a tall task. Missouri's a great defensive team. Tennessee's on a different planet. And so how are we going to score there? And then you've also got to defend because they got some really good athletes and matchup problems as well.
Coach, it's always good to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
Arkansas and Tennessee and Knoxville Wednesday, back in Fayetteville Saturday to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. And we're back here next week for more Courtside with Eric Musselman.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.